So as you all know, and if you don't know, you need to face the wall right now. This Danfo is not carrying you, right? But if you do know, then you'll appreciate why I've got this guest. The last 2-3 weeks has been about the constitutional review. You know, that Bible, the rules that Nigeria is supposed to obey. So it applies to the politics, it applies to the judiciary, it applies to every facet of how we navigate as citizens of this country. That review has been going on because a lot of us have been complaining the review, the 1999 Constitution doesn't represent us, it doesn't do this, it doesn't do that. The technical people are coming in, I can't hear myself, they need to come and fix this, but I don't know if you can hear me. So I've got one of the I don't know if he's going to like me to call him, but one of the thinkers behind what's been going on. Professor Anthony Killa, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Good
okay,
morning.
Great. I can hear you. I wonder if our listeners can hear him. They can hear you. Okay, brilliant. We're just having some technical issues in the studio, but apparently they can hear you and they can hear me. So welcome to Danfo Conversations again.
Well, thank you very much. Everybody can hear you. You're always shouting.
Danfo Conversationers, should we just drop him and just dump him at the, like right now, dump him on Third Mainland Bridge and let him walk the rest of the way? No, we won't do that. Right, so what's been going on? Tell us about what's been going on with the constitutional review. Actually, before that, tell us how did we get to this point of the constitutional review?
Well, we're at this point because, you know, when the Fourth Republic that commenced in 1999, and I think when we got into that republic, because of what we had gone through to get there, i.e. the dictatorial military rule, the oppression, the suppression of liberties, and the killings and the rest. Once we had the chance to go to civil government, we were too happy to discuss anything. So we just got into it with a decree. What we call a constitution in Nigeria is a decree, is a military decree that we're adopting that just said, take this constitution and use it. The problem with that is, I like a very informative introduction that you did. We must thank you for that. At least it shows you really understand what we're talking about. When you lay the foundation that the Constitution is like the Bible or the Quran of a group of people, the expression for it is the grand norm. That is the foundation upon which everything is built. So we have a problem here, especially because we're religious and moral people. At least we pretend so, even if we don't behave very religiously when we drive. But at least when we talk, we act religiously. So, because if the first three words in this, our Bible or Quran, says we the people, and the Constitution is not made by we the people. So the first thing, in terms of a very symbolic and ethos and pathos way, is that the first three things that binds us together as Nigeria is based on a lie. It says we the people, but the Constitution is not we the people. So already, maybe that's the origin of the problem we have, because we're built on lies. Reviewing the Constitution allows us to review that. But there is also, that is a symbolic and procedural item. There is also a functional item, which is that the way the country is set up in that Constitution, we have now discovered a lot of things about each other that we realize that with our experience since 1999, even if you bring a saint or an angel to manage this current Constitution, they might not do well within this framework. So you need to adjust it. And since we all agree, and this is beautiful, everybody agrees that we need to adjust it. The best way to do it is to listen truly to the voice of the people so that we can embrace, recognize nuances and development that has happened since we started the new journey.
Okay,
And you know, those are crucial reasons for it.
Well, yes, we hear you, but I know that my Danfo conversationers will be thinking, hmm, are we not doing another confab? Wasn't there a confab during Good Luck Jonathan's time? Do we do rinse and repeat? Is this the same as a confab? And what was agreed in that confab that wasn't implemented in the current one as amended, as they say?
Well, I think, yes, the people are right to think that, you know, that they have a good memory to think so. There are two things to be said. Number one is, you know, in my part of the world, you know, there's a very gruesome dictum that says that as long as there is lies in the body, there will always be blood on the nails. And so, as long as you've not solved the problem, you just need to do it. There's no point telling somebody I've given you food if the person says I'm hungry. I like food, you know, and I went through that as childhood. I know that if I say I'm hungry, and people tell me, but we gave you food before, it doesn't solve the problem. Because we've done it before, does not mean we shouldn't do it again if we have to do it. What we should do is something different, maybe, you know, smarter, and make sure we get the result. The other thing is that there were a lot of good things about that conference report, but it wasn't implemented, at least in total. You know, we didn't get the body to go and implement that constitution. It wasn't signed in. So you could either sign that, but that will make you a bit deficient of things that have happened since then.
Mm-hmm.
A good way forward is definitely not to throw away everything that has been done before, but to upgrade, amend, and correct it and get a new one. That is the way forward. I think that is what we are asking for as Patriots. And I have been the national chairman of the Advocacy and Mobilization Committee for the Patriots. And this committee that is working towards what we're doing now has groups and chairmen across the whole of the federation.
Mm.
So the message has been to let people realize what is needed to do and how it should be done. And unlike the confab, you know, this has had a big build up. That's the whole point.
Mm.
Because unlike the confab where people were just nominated, not overnight. And I say it's not in a bad way, you know, but technically they just said we're going to do it and we called out people. What has happened here is that for over a year, the Advocacy and Mobilization Committee has been walking around the clock, getting input, first raising awareness about it, then getting input from different part of the federation and different stratas of the federation as well.
Okay, so that's how we got here today. Before we move on,
Yes.
I've also now got to ask, because the other thing people will be asking is, oh, we always hear about this Orosanye report, the almighty Orosanye report. Has anything, any recommendations in that been fed into what's going on now, or doesn't even have any impact, or are they totally independent?
Well, I like the Rosanna report because it's a bit like Shakespeare. It's one of those books that a lot of people quote and very few have read, and even fewer understand. It's amazing for that. So some of the things have been done generally. A lot has not been done. Then some of the things that have been done inside the report have been done. Then the day after, we have done something that contradicts that. You know,
Right.
that's part of what is happening. So the report is a report about the reform of governance in the way that will reduce cost.
Mm-hmm.
That is just a strand of the Constitution. You know, in a way, think about the Bible or the Quran. It tells you about marriage, but it also tells you about business and about how to behave. So one part is governance. There's also a lot of other parts that I argue that should be incorporated in our thoughts. But it's very important. And here, let me speak not like just a member of the Patriots, but let me speak like the student of Constitution I am. By the way, whilst we're here, I have a couple of books about South African Constitution coming out this year. Okay. One of them is a reprint. One is about the Constitution of Namibia. Another is about the Lesotho. Another is about Swahili, a South African country. So my passion and knowledge about Constitution has shown me that the best constitutions in the world are the ones that are, the smaller a constitution is, the better it tends to be. We have to be able to divide what is about governance and administration and what goes to the framework and our guidelines, because governance and administration change depending on reality. I don't know if viewers can see you, but they're close, but they know your image. They're like the fashion you change every time, your new looks. But you remain you, regardless of your hairdo. That's what makes you CC okay, because you do all those kind of things. So your look is like governance, but your essence, being articulate, bold, and stressful to people like me because you have difficult questions, that is who you are.
Okay.
The other things are that because you don't do friendly, but that's okay. So that's you. That's you. Other people try to be friendly with me when they find me, but you are always looking for something that will embarrass me and asking difficult things. So that's who you are. But the other one is governance. It's how you present yourself, how you change one day or the other. And that's the way it goes.
Okay. So here we are. It's interesting that you call yourself the Patriots and you are chairman. So, Danfo conversationers, you know who to blame. Professor Anthony Killa, I know some of you love him to bits. Some of you will start sending Twitter and da-ba-da-ba-da and asking about his books. You know who to blame if this all goes wrong. So, the Patriots, how many of you are in the Patriots, actually?
Well, the Patriots, that's the short term. The Patriots is actually got a group of eminent Nigerians. Just think about it.
So why haven't you got me in that group?
Maybe you're too eminent.
I think so.
We can't contain you.
I think so.
So, but you're very welcome. And I'm extending an invitation to you to bring Danfo to Abuja when we meet in mid-July, either physically or virtually. We can just put a picture of you on the wall and talk to you, knowing that you'll be looking at us there. The Patriot is led by Chief Emeka Anyoku, the former Secretary of the Commonwealth of Nations. Imagine we have people like General Nkewajuku, General Alani Akinrelade, lots of ambassadors, past leaders, presidents and governors in the country, and president, academics, leaders of thought. The summit we're having in Abuja, for example, is co-chaired by former governor, now Senator Otumba Gbenga Daniel, Governor, now Senator Aminu Waziri Tambuwal, and we have Governor Fayemi is one of the leaders of the organizing committee. We have a group of people from various sectors of the society, and the people meeting and who are also part of the Patriots and invited to join are leaders of thought, academics, traditional rulers, and people like you.
Okay. Right. So that's that. You all understand the introduction. Here we are. So what has been happening in the last 2-3 weeks?
Well, what has been happening is that we've been consulting and inviting people towards this constitution. That is what the Patriots have been doing. We've been meeting with actually we've been doing that for over a year. In the past 2-3 weeks, as the Patriots, we're just planning the summit. Allocating who's speaking, what are the deliberations will be about. We've been trying to get. We have, for example, keynote speakers, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, Professor Akin Oyebode is going to be there. We're going to have former presidents, Goodluck Jonathan, Olusegun Obasanjo. I think, we're going to have all these kind of people, and indeed new people. The people who have been there will be there to tell us what they've done so far and what problem they've had, and learn from their experience. And the new people will chart the way forward. So we're going to mix the past, the present, and the future for a better future after the sitting. That has been happening with the Patriots. Outside the Patriots.
Okay, I'm going to let you finish that. We've got 30 seconds. Let you finish that sentence.
Okay.
I've got some difficult questions.
Outside the Patriots, the National Assembly has been trying to do some amendments.
Okay, we'll be right back.
30 seconds.
Okay, all right. We'll be right back after this break. I've got difficult questions for him. You guys will like it.
This is not just a debate. It's a battle of minds. A clash of brilliance. A war of words. And only one champion. One true champion will rise. The regional champions are ready. The stage is set. The stakes higher than ever before. Catch the I Beg to Differ National Finals live on all Nigeria Info FM and Kids FM stations nationwide. It's intellect, it's passion, it's the future in action. Debate redefined. The IBTD National Tournament begins August 11th, 2025. Only on Nigeria Info FM and Kids FM nationwide. For sponsorship, call 0805-581-5844 or email ibegtodiffer@nigeriainfo.fm. I Beg to Differ, the Tournament of Champions.
Danfo Conversations is a 90-minute interactive magazine show augmented by special guest interviews. We'll be exploring the socio-political and the social-cultural issues in Nigeria whilst weaving you through the lunchtime traffic of Lagos.
What this man just did was to remind me of what I have forgotten. So what he has said, will he bring back my sister? How can you be clapping for a sinner and you are donating money?
Join me, Ireti Bakare-Yusuf, every Friday
1 to 2:30 p.m.
on Nigeria Info 99.3 FM, your number one station for talk. Now let's talk.
This is Danfo Conversations with Ireti Bakare.
Welcome back to Danfo Conversations. Oh gosh. So much is going on in this studio today. Yes. Welcome back to Danfo Conversations. Right, so you can call. I know some of you have been calling. You needed to calm down and let me have, a few words with Prof before it's your turn. So here's the thing. You mentioned all those people. And I know that my people, my Danfo Conversationers are thinking, here we go again. Same old people. What are they going to tell us? At which point, even before doing this town hall, do we actually, I know that every society needs its intellectuals and the big brains and, the thought processors, etc., etc. But at which point do the people get involved with what you've been doing in the last year?
What I think it must be said that we are very committed to that expression that says people's constitution, because that's what we're moving for, a people's democratic constitution. So we have made conscious efforts to get people involved. That is why my committee, the Advocacy and Mobilization Committee, has been reaching out via states, via groups, and indeed I've had town hall meetings.
Right.
I'm happy to inform you that we've had town hall meetings in all the 6 zones of Nigeria, for people to come in and tell us their view, express their anxiety, aspirations, interest, and worldview about what Nigeria should be. So to that extent, people are coming. As I speak to you, we've partnered up with what? We actually say thank you to Panorama Polls, who at the moment is doing another round of questionnaires to get people to express their view on various aspects of the Constitution. The crucial aspects like form of government, the kind of state, the structure of states, how many states do we want? Do we want regions? Do we want states? There's even a question that's asking people, do you want to the National Assembly? Should it be just one camera, or do we want to retain the two upper and lower chambers, i.e. the Senate and the Federal House of Representatives? So the people have an avenue, to be involved, and I invite our viewers to Google Panorama Polls.
Okay.
This is going on as I speak at the moment, and then that'll be going on till early next week to get views.
Okay.
Across the whole federation.
Okay.
So the voice of people matters. I agree with you.
Yes, indeed it does. Some of you are calling. You can call back now. I'll pick up your call. Indeed, the voice of the people matters. I have to say, though, speaking from a personal level, And you can all call in to 0201-277-0993, 0201-465-7190. I am answering your call now. Hello.
Good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon, Koboko. How are you?
I greet you as your guest.
Yes, go ahead.
Koboko from Water Farm.
Yes.
Why is it that we leave route to the court branch? Is constitutional issue our problem in this time around?
It's you must always wait, Koboko. It has been you obviously didn't hear Prof. It has been our problem for a very long time. Oh Lord.
Okay. I said there is no consider that we're better than confab 2014. Are you hearing me?
Why?
For me, there is no consider that we're better than confab. Our problem now is INEC, Judiciary, National Assembly, and the NPC. NPC is giving you code, but they don't give you NPC code through PDP. So they have to abolish INEC, abolish Judiciary, abolish NPC, and legislature. That's our problem.
Well, hold on. Koboko!
Thank you.
Gosh, you need to listen.
I'm cooling down.
Yes. So you want, hold on, let me just understand. So Prof can even respond. You want INEC abolished. You want the judiciary abolished. Oh Lord, I can't. Koboko, it is absolutely impossible to understand you if you talk at people. That's why I had to cut you off. Hello.
Hello, Sister.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sister.
What's your name and where you calling from, please?
My name is Mazu. They're calling you from Ireti.
Go ahead, Mazu.
So, is it not better to go for a new constitution? This amendment, can it solve our problem? So I want him to address that. If the amendment can solve the problem, or better to cancel the old one at all and go for a new one.
Okay.
Which one is better off?
Excellent. Can I ask you a question, Mazi? If you had to change one thing, what is the one thing that's important to you to be changed? Oh, the line cut off. Okay, Prof, I hope you're writing those questions down. I'll be coming to you in a few minutes. Yeah? Give me a second. Let me answer this one. Hello?
Yeah, I need a recap.
You need to turn off your radio. Hello?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where you calling from, please?
Badamasi from Surulere.
Okay, go ahead.
My question for your guest is that.
Go ahead.
Is it possible to have regionalism? Because why I'm saying that is that, you see, I'm a Lagosian and I'm an Awori man.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that a lot of people are there in my own area here, where I wake up in the morning, I see different types of people who are not from my history has virtually eroded. My tradition has virtually eroded. So what do we do? Do we have regionalism where we have this is Yoruba people? And this
so you're asking for regional governance, right?
Yeah, regional
structure.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Work that way.
All right, thank you. Prof, I'm coming to you now. Right, Prof, are you there? Professor Killa?
I can hear you.
Right, okay. We've had all the calls are coming in now. I'm going to let you answer those three. Koboko, I think Koboko wants everything abolished. So, the question is, if we abolish everything that Koboko wants abolished, what then do we have to depend on? What structure? What will be our guiding Bible? That's number one. Number two, Pastor Gbadamosi, I think, just asked about a regional government, right? Or a regional structure. Go ahead.
Well, I like Koboko because it makes me look like a moderate. I mean, I have known before.
And that's a big deal.
Well, you know, with people like Koboko, I seem like a very prudent old man, careful of things. You can abolish all those things. You need something. Maybe what we can do, Koboko, as a compromise is that we can reset them. We can think of, reinventing INEC in a way like most of our government system that is more digitalized, more decentralized, and powers are more devolved. That could be a way to look at it. For example, we could imagine a situation where voting is linked to our BVN, for example, so that it's difficult or if not impossible to have two of voting cards, and everything is digital. And perhaps when you vote, everything should be localized, and there should be a central point. It is very possible not to wait for that dreadful 10 hours of one man using calculators to count the votes of Nigeria, when you can actually put a screen and just do an Excel sheet where everybody logs in and see exactly what is going on. So that is very possible. And of course, you can control it with paper. It's a very good thing to imagine reinventing INEC and other institutions. That I agree with. To Pastor Bademosi, Reverend Bademosi, I think the regional system is getting a lot of grants, and I invite him to look for Panorama polls and put his opinion there as well. There's a lot of people who believe that the way the country is structured with 36 states and some other people asking for more is costing us a lot of money. One of the things I've seen, interacting with people, and I want to remind people that I have been in the past few months across every part of Nigeria, every region at least, visiting 2-3 states, attending town hall meetings and interacting with these people and with people across the Federation. One of the things I've noticed is that there's a general concern about cost of governance, and people feel that the system we're running is too expensive. There's a lot of people saying, those who know the system, why can't we go for parliamentary system? Why can't we go for regional system where we reduce the number of states and allow people to synergize, collaborate, and grow at their pace? So that option is very much on the table, that Reverend Bademosi is pointing out.
Okay,
and it is doable because that is where we started from.
Thank you. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good afternoon. Yes, I'm Ben calling from Eba.
Okay, go ahead, Ben. What's your question?
Yes, he's speaking so well. Let me tell you, this constitutional review they are doing now, they are just confusing us. They are just deceiving themselves. They're just playing. I don't understand the type of tricks they are playing. The most important thing, they are not deliberating about it.
Which is what?
They are talking about state creation, all this and that. Look at now. Mr. President now will appoint another INEC chairman. How can, in a football match, a particular team will appoint a referee that will officiate?
So what you want changed is INEC, correct?
INEC, and another one is any governor that have spent 4 years in a state, rule 4 years in a state, should not go to Senate to do any business.
That's a very interesting one. Yes.
And another one is that all these oversight functions of the House of Assembly, they should remove it, all these committees. It is corruption. And
they've got to be able to do work. How else do you do work? The committee system. Okay, don't worry. Let me go back.
Let me finish you.
Quickly.
Let me finish. Yes, it is this senators, this House of Assembly that assign money to the ministers. Money doesn't get to ministers. I'm telling you the truth. Minister of Health, Ali Pati, said that it was 10% of his money he got. 2024 budget, he got 10%. These people, they announce budget, in their committee, they will just bamboozle the ministers and share the money among themselves. So they should know what they do. Let remove immunity from governors.
Okay.
Remove it.
Thank you.
That is. God bless you, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. He makes some very good points. I'll be with you in a moment, Prof. Hello?
Hello, Cecile. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Oboli.
Good afternoon to your guest as well.
Go ahead.
So I'm very happy this topic we're discussing this afternoon. And Koboko's outburst can be quite understandable because it stems from the fact that over the years there has been this distrust and mistrust of the people that are ruling us. I'm choosing my words carefully. I didn't say leaders that are ruling us, the ruling class, and then the masses. So quite understandable is the fact that the idea of the constitutional review is laudable. But in a country like ours, where the constitution has been flagrantly abused over time by these same elites, and none of them has been brought to book or held to account over the years, then something begs the question, Sister Oge. This new review, or whatever it is being called now, who will implement this new constitutional review? Who will bail the cats? Who will bring to...
Well, give him a chance to answer.
I'm coming, Sister Oge. Those top elites who, rather than disabuse it, decide to abuse it at the end of the day, who will bring them to book. As much as I agree that presently a wholesome review is quite sacrosanct, I won't dispute that, but I think we should also be looking at other things as well, which has to do with not only the constitutional reforms now, electoral reforms, judicial reforms, everything.
Okay.
This must be done. I'm saying everything has to be destroyed totally, crushed from the foundation, and then a new one, a leveling field,
Thank you, Mrs. Oboli. I need you to wrap up now.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I think my question is clear.
Thank you. Right, we're all everybody's wanting to cancel stuff. Right, wait there, Prof. 1 second, I'll answer this call and you can respond. Hello.
Yeah,
hello.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Francis calling from Victoria Island.
Okay, Francis.
Yeah, on the issue of constitutional review, I think what is best for this country right now is regional government. Let's go back to our region and take control of our resources and use it to develop our various regions.
Okay.
Because I don't think constitution is going to work in a country that, if you look at it now, are we running a balanced system of governance? The answer is no. It's one-sided. A constitution that gives the president too much power. A constitution that allowed the elite to commit all manner of atrocities and go away with it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So going back to our region, I think is the best. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much. Prof, are you there?
Yes, I am there, and I can, I hear loud and clear what people are saying. Two things need to be said. Number one is, you can gauge the level of distrust we have in our institutions. It is an indictment to those managing the institution, but it's a food for thought for all of us to know this system is not working. We need to have a system that is geared towards curbing, reducing to a minimum, if possible, manipulation, abuse, and actions that generate mistrust. So we need to sit down and think along that line. That's a very crucial thing. I think, for example, because we bother about election, we think elections are rigged, election is riddled with violence and and all those kind of things. But we should call of agreeing that the people involved in elections, that many of the politicians are perhaps touts and criminals and bad people that are behaving badly. So if you know that is what you're dealing with, you need to have a mindset that manages that system in that way. There's an example I use frequently, and I want people to think about it. We talk about stealing votes and stealing ballot papers and doing those kind of things. There is one thing that most people will easily steal, if possible, and that is money. And by the way, it must be said that if there is obviously one place where money lies every time, it's the bank. So look at it. The most desired thing to steal is money. The location with most money is the bank. And guess what? And yet, the bank is one of the least robbed places in the world, of all places. So you know why? Because the people managing the bank realize that people would like to steal. So they've constructed the bank in a way that it is difficult to go and rob it. It is difficult to go and be a burglar and enter the bank. That is the kind of way, that strategic thinking that we need to use to construct our country and our institution. To know that the people involved in election have what you call in Latin, in law, animus delinquens, that they have a spirit, they have a tendency to be criminal. So therefore, we have to build it in a way that does not allow them to do it. Because if we don't do that, people will keep mistrusting the system, and there'll be a sense of despondency that makes people think every effort is not worth it, or no effort can do anything.
Okay.
It's a burden of leadership.
But I've got to ask you something though. Do you think then that answers, the likes of Mrs. Oboli, Koboko, and all the other callers who clearly, like you rightly said, distrust, mistrust? But I like a caller, I can't remember his name now, who said something about, governors should not retire to the National Assembly, for instance. That, when you were giving us names earlier, you said Governor such and such, who is now senator. Governor such and such, who is now senator. And it seems like that's their burial ground or their retirement ground. Forgive me. I didn't mean burial. Before all of you said she's trying to kill them. I didn't know it was a miss something. Anyway, so will the constitutional review include items or, reforms such as that? Because I think those little things that matter, there's the big reviews, which matters to you intellectuals. Then we've got to look at the very sort of, if you like, lower down that matters to us normal, regular human beings. Will your constitution, will the review actually, ensure that the people do not want governors to be able to retire to the National Assembly? Are those things addressed, or things like that addressed?
Well, I think those kind of things can be addressed. And if there's anybody who's acting in the interest of the many, either as an intellectual or politician or just a thinker, or even a media person, we must include as the leaders of thought, and do not understand the need and do not have the ability to carry along the desire of the people. That's failure. That's not intellectualism. That's not leadership. Anybody who's described as a teacher, an intellectual, or a thinker that cannot think about what most people want is not useful for the society. It can be handy for fun, but it's not really useful and functional to it. So whether one is an intellectual or politician, if you're doing your job, if you're doing your calling, it is important that you're able to recognize and reflect the desire of the people in your thoughts. To this extent, definitely abuse of power, staying there forever, and excessive spending of government are things that people are concerned with. And I think it's just commonsensical for us to know that there's a bit of allergy for seeing the same faces. The reason is very simple. We're so many in this country that, it pales that it's the same people occupying the same positions.
Well, yes. I mean, I can't bear to hear the same names over and over again.
Yeah, some people but you see, the same people can tell you they have experience. I believe the experience is a bad thing in Nigeria because most of the people who have managed this country have not done very well. But normally, experience, globally speaking, is a good thing.
Yeah.
In Nigeria, it's a dangerous thing. People tell me they have experience. In politics, they scare me.
Okay.
But the other side is that the real fear that people should be worried about, that they're not worried about, is the hereditary democracy we risk having, in which people are now planting their children to the detriment of all that. That is the real...
Yeah, but will that be addressed? I mean, I'm coming to answer your call. You're all calling. And I have WhatsApp messages. Well, no, but will that be addressed? I mean, literally, what we want to know is, if you give us that kind of, yes, part of the review is, the Constitution says this, or it doesn't stop them from bringing their Pekin into, to take over from them, well, there's something in the review that would say you cannot bring your Pekin into. In fact, you must wait 3 generations before any more killers become killer. Hold on, let me answer this call, and then I'm going to read. We're going to do your WhatsApp messages. Bear with me, Prof. 1 second. Hello.
Yeah, Chief Ambassador Ireti Bakare. Good afternoon.
Chief Mister. Good afternoon. Very quickly, we're running out of time.
Good afternoon, sir.
He can hear you.
Quick one. With the names he mentioned, I say yes. I want your Janko. Chief Emeka Yonku.
Ike Nwachukwu. I know when he was the governor of Abia State. I know when he was the minister of foreign affairs minister. These are people. Is it Alani Akiriade? All those names, where are they? But good ones, sir, this is your constitution. Please, can you touch on the president power? The president power is too much. The constitution gives him too much power.
So would you
hear the vice president telling us that
do you want to change to parliament then?
Yes, that Jonathan want to remove him, but the attorney general then said, sir, you don't have the power to do this. But today, what happened in Rivers State the other day? Even the National Assembly that's supposed to checkmate the executive, everybody was just concur. Then they want to do election in a state. The commander-in-chief will come out and beat his chest. As far as I'm commander-in-chief, you will get this state if you want it. You get some presidents that will come, do not believe in democracy, who are not Democrats. But the Constitution gives them that power to do that. If Jonathan is like this set of people, do you think Boronuma will not be removed, the governor?
Shetima.
But today, Shetima, yes. But today, because of the power given to the president, he can do anything and go scot-free. So please, my brother, you should revisit that presidential power, please.
Okay, thank you. Right, let me take some text messages. Zainab is going to read them out.
Yes, good afternoon.
Prof, can you hear us? Yeah. Prof, can you hear? I can see him.
I can hear you.
Okay, hold on. She's going to read out the WhatsApp messages.
Yeah. All right. Yomi from Muriokola says, good afternoon, Sisiogi and our guest, Prof. Killa. Is there any difference between this constitutional amendment and that of Confab 2014?
We already addressed that.
I want us to go back to regional system of government. We need to add referendum to our constitution, just like UK. The power of the executive should be reduced with or without immunity. Democracy is too expensive for good people to come into the system. INEC position should be open to the public votes. Yomi from Muriokola. Good afternoon, Sisioge and guest in the studio. My main request in this amendment should be let the appointment of INEC chairman be made by the people through election and not president. This is why we never have free and fair election. Thank you. We have one more. I'm looking for it.
No?
Okay,
you found it?
Yes. AA is saying, good afternoon. Those who should review Constitution of Nigeria must themselves be the subject of public scrutiny and democratic legitimacy, meaning a diverse assembly of elected representatives. Constitutional scholars, civil society leaders, and regional stakeholders should oversee the process with transparency, and input from the structure has proven inefficient and often fuel ethnic and regional tensions. A confederal system with strong regional managing their resources and governance while maintaining a loose federal connection aligns more closely with Nigeria's complex ethnic and cultural landscape. The best path forward is to revisit and implement key recommendations from the 2014 National Conference convened under President Goodluck Jonathan, which proposed, almost done, which proposed far-reaching reforms rooted in equity, decentralization, and national cohesion, proposals that have largely been shelved but remain deeply relevant today. AA from Aso Drive, Abuja.
Hey, that was friggin' long. That's all I can say. Next time, make it short, sharp, and succinct. Anyway, Prof, look, the same thing keeps coming back up over and over again. But Chief Mister makes a very good point, and I'm going to tell you, and we might not have time till after the break for you to respond. And I had it on my list. State of emergency, right? Shetima versus Fubara. Tinubu versus GEJ. Here we are. The Constitution, the governor doesn't work for the president. The governor is independent. He was elected. Yet, apparently, the same Constitution gives the president the right to suspend a governor, right, who was elected. And it can keep renewing that state of emergency, even though everybody's busy having a party doing Ashwebi and there's no issues. We're going to need you to respond to that after this break. We'll be right back. Hold on, people. We'll be right back.
The world is constantly changing.
Student seat exams on bare floor in Amichi's
The World Health Organization 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Info Talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Every day is about winning with one play on Nigeria Info. On Nigeria Info Daily Winnings is now over 150,000 naira. Just go to oneplay.ng or dial *347 *880 *3#. Play with as little as 500 naira, and in a few seconds, your ticket is in the draw. The more you play, the better your chances of winning every day on the Morning Crossfire, WhatsApp Lagos, and Game On shows on weekdays, and the Football Frenzy shows on weekends. But that's not all. Every Friday, there will be a 500,000 naira jackpot. Playing during the week automatically qualifies you for the weekly jackpot. Your chances of winning are the same whether you play on oneplay.ng or dial *347 *880 *3#. Remember to play responsibly. Not suitable for persons under the age of 18. OnePlay is a registered trademark under Lasho Trading Services Limited, licensed by the Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Commission.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria
Info. Welcome back to Danfo Conversations. We have 3 minutes before we go on news headlines. So, Prof, I need you to answer that. What I put to you earlier, that sort of, Shatima versus Fubara, Tinubu versus GEJ, state of emergency versus the independence or suspension or sacking. I don't understand what is going on. And really, it's not so much what's going on. How is the Constitution, this so-called People's Constitution, going to ensure that the person that the people voted for cannot be removed by a president just because the president's assistant president doesn't like him?
Well, I think it must be said that in most modern constitutions, the state of emergency is a chapter in the constitutions of most countries, because it's a very crucial thing. And normally, the mindset is that the state of emergency is a very rare occasion. It's like a nuclear button. You only press it when something dire has happened, and you have to justify it. And most of the time, it's something that you do as executive, but has to be scrutinized and ratified by the legislative arm of government. And I think if you look at the narrative that came out from Shatima and a brief reference to what has happened in history, two things as are called there. Number one is that clearly our leaders have a penchant for abusing the law, of mismanaging it, of doing things they do not have to do. But let me surprise our listeners, and that it's not a Nigerian thing. Everywhere in the world, humanity is that. Human beings are overrated. We do this idea of thinking people are good. Generally, people are bad, and especially people are in power are worse. There's a tendency to abuse power. It is the laws, the system, the tradition and the counter power and intelligence that does not allow them to do it. We must recognize that people like Aminu Tambo that was mentioned, they do well to have said, no, Your Excellency, that is not possible. And also, it must be said, I am a known critic of President Jonathan. At least I was a critic, but we must give credence to the fact that when he was told he could not do it, he stepped back. He didn't go ahead anyway. I suspect that under this government, the principle of power of emergency, I argue that it has been misused, if not abused. And I'm very concerned that the people around the counterpart, from the legal advisor to the legislative power, were somehow subservient or at least acquiescent in letting that happen. I disagree. Some of my learned colleagues disagree with me, and their point is legitimate and clear, but I disagree that the solution to River State would have been a state of emergency.
Okay, thank you. We'll be right back, people, after the news.
Are Our website, nigeriainfo.fm, is a trusted platform for more intellectual, trending, and exclusive stories with up-to-date analysis. We are not just the talk station of the nation. We are your #1 talk station. Join the league of fans consuming great news at www.nigeriainfo.fm and get rewarded for your time. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. Stay updated with all the current news. From policies to politics, economies, local and foreign news. We keep you updated on all.
Lagos, you're on to 99.3 Nigeria Info. I am Buluwa Tife. Jegede, let's check out some of the headlines making rounds right now. The presidency denies President Bola Tinubu involvement in recent disruptions faced by opposition parties. Federal government says it will not bow to pressure from the Trump administration to accept Venezuelan deportees. The presidency has dismissed reports that President Bola Tinubu ordered a halt to 5-year multiple entry visas for U.S. citizens. And FRSC confirms the death of 2 persons and 10 others injured in an auto crash along Ringim Kano Road in Jigawa. And in Lagos, the frequent bickering between landlords and tenants may be eased off anytime soon. As Lagosians get ready for Saturday's local government elections, last year promises a free, fair and transparent election across Lagos State. And let's remind you that the Lagos State Police Command insists there will be a total restriction of vehicular movement across the state from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday. Businessman Aliko Dangote believes that the NNPC may never work again. Meanwhile, Patriots is optimistic that Nigeria-owned refineries can function effectively under private management. The federal government is promising a business-friendly environment to boost non-oil exports. And Kebbi State Governor Nasir Idris approves the payment of 2.185 billion naira as entitlement to former councillors. And finally, President Donald Trump says Canada will face a 35% tariff on exports to the United States starting August 1. That's all for the headline. There is more to come in an hour. Thanks for staying with us. I am Buluwa Tife. Jegede, Danfo conversation with Ireti Bakare-Yusuf continues.
No matter where you are. Download our mobile app by searching Nigeria Info FM on the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. Also, get news updates in sports, entertainment, news, and current affairs right on the app. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Welcome back to Danfo Conversations, right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Well, it's all going strange in the studio today. I can't laugh. Poor Zainab, it's all very strange. Anyway, we're back with Professor Anthony Killa, who is answering your questions. You can call, you can send a WhatsApp to 0809. Please don't send long essays because honestly, it just takes forever to read them. And to be honest, halfway through, one forgets. 0809-597-5805, or you may call 0201 277-0993 or 0201 465-7190. Now, here's the thing, Prof. So, you said you don't agree with the state of emergency. Is there a possibility? I mean, what I want to ask is, yes, it's in the Constitution, but is there a possibility of it being amended the way the people want it? Can't hear you.
Yes, it is possible.
Okay.
It is possible to do that.
Okay.
You know, if the drafters of the Constitution insist, so imagine it, the Constitution has chapters, and the the state of emergency is one of the possible chapter or parts of the Constitution. Normally, Constitutions are divided either in parts or chapters that contain sections and subsections, articles and subsections. So it is possible for people to say, let's talk about the amendment today. The first thing we need to do is to make sure that nobody can abuse amendments. Then others will say, how do we go about that? Perhaps we need to line out things that can justify state of emergency, or we need to line out things that cannot justify state of emergency. That's the way to look at it.
Right,
So it is
right.
doable.
So a governor falling out with his godfather should not give the president the right to declare.
Yes, a state of emergency, and perhaps you cannot say, I hear something bad is going to happen, so I'm going to declare a state of emergency.
Yeah, which is what the president pretty much said.
Exactly. So my argument is, if you hear that, guess what? You deploy our security apparatus to face that kind of thing. You gather intelligence. Because, you see, we have to be careful the way we do this thing. If we say state of emergency anywhere there's insecurity, do you know how many states of Nigeria should be on a state of emergency by now?
Indeed, absolutely. Okay, I'm coming to your calls. Hello? Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I missed your call.
What do you mean you missed my call? I think you're... Sorry, wrong woman. Hello, if you're out there, he's looking for his other half. Certainly not me. Right, okay. Hello? You need to go to a quiet place, please. Go to a quiet place. Yes, go ahead. What's your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, this is Godwin from Osado. I'm calling from Maui.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, still good.
There's a lot of noise.
Because you're okay.
Are you in a book?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
No. Is the noise? Is it okay now?
It's better. We'll manage.
Okay.
Okay. No, we can't manage. I'm hearing a car song.
Okay, maybe I'll call you back.
Somebody's gonna ask you how many more. Okay. Okay, this is better. Now? Yes.
Okay. Yeah, let me just try to cut this. What I want to say short. What I want to say is that even though we change the constitution, we know the politician that we have now. If they want something, they are ready to go extra miles to turn the constitution, even if to turn it upside down. The way I'm looking at it, it's like the power that the president have is so powerful that if he wants something, he doesn't mind what the constitution says. Even if the constitution stops him from not to do it, they have a way. And since he has the power to control the judiciary and the legislature, so I believe that the only thing that we can do, the only thing that they can do, as Nigeria can do, is to look for a way to limit the power of the presidency. It's too powerful that whatever he wants, he will get it.
The opposite of that is a parliamentary system.
Yeah.
Is that what you want?
That is what I want.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You know what, people? I'm gonna put Prof on the spot now. I want you, and Zainab is going to take, she's going to be doing the tally as we normally do. If you want a parliamentary system, you want us to go to parliamentary system / regional, please call. When you call, say parliament or say presidential system. All right? I'm coming to your calls now. You must all call, like we don't have much time. This is Danfo Conversations. We're almost done. Hello.
Hello.
Go turn off your radio. Hello. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, for the constitution.
You only get 1 minute. I need you to quick. President or parliament. Presidential system or parliament. Okay, go ahead. Now finish what you got to say.
For the constitution, it's good to change. We have the wrong people in the government now. So if they change it, they will change it to their favor.
Okay. Well, they're not changing it. We are. But anyway, Prof, hold on. Calls are coming in. Hello.
System of government, like from 1960 to 1966.
So you want parliament? Thank you,
I
Koboko.
want parliament.
Right. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Sisi, the president, the parliament,
Oh, okay, ma. Thank you very much. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, this is good afternoon.
Afternoon, Titilokwe.
Yeah, thank you very much.
President or parliament?
Hold on, sir, ma'am. Sorry, can you invite
President or parliament? Titilokwe, you don't hear me. This Danfo will drop you. No, but answer that first, because we only get a minute.
Number one, the first is that parliament is the best.
Okay.
The reason is this. If you are going for parliamentary system, you don't have to spend all the billions, stolen money for you to become the president.
Mm-hmm.
Just win your constituency, win the confidence of your colleagues in the house, and become the prime minister.
Mm-hmm.
That is for parliament. And that is the thing Oyibo people bequeathed to Nigeria when they were going.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the same system they practice in Pakistan,
Mm-hmm.
they practice in India,
Mm-hmm.
they even practice in the UK. You get it now.
Mm-hmm.
So I think parliament is the way to go.
Okay.
Because you box me to that corner. Let me not tell you. Invite Professor Killa to borderline. Let him come and talk on Nigerian foreign affairs and diplomacy.
No,
tell him to.
I'm not. You're not my producer. No. Right, Titilokwe there, wanting to take over because he loves borderlines. No, Professor Killa drives the Danfo with us, right? So, hold on, Prof, I'm coming. Hello?
Yeah, Chief Ambassador.
Chief Mister.
For me, I go for the parliamentary system.
Thank
you see why Prof say you shout? It's our callers that make you to be shouting.
Don't mind them. The Titilokwes
you,
and the
Jerry.
world. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
No wonder. Titilokwe, if you call to making me shout and all of the rest of you, I'll be cutting you off. I'll give you the Miriam's treatment. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, and this is Yogi. How do you do?
I'm doing great. What's your name and where you calling from? Parliament or president?
This is Charles from Ojo.
Okay, Charles. Parliament or president?
Yes, he said?
Parliamentary system or presidential system? Which one?
Presidential system is better.
Okay.
It's only that if we can practice it the way it is being practiced in America, I think we said that we took after American government, our system.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, in American Constitution,
Mm-hmm.
their fundamental objectives of what is it called in here in Nigeria? The principal fundamental objective in Constitution is justiciable. Is justiciable.
Mm-hmm.
Are you getting me?
I'm
the
listening.
leaders over there are being held responsible for the welfare of their citizens.
Mm-hmm.
So, but here in Nigeria, we need to amend that aspect and make sure that that particular provision is justiciable.
Okay, thank
So
you.
that our leaders will be responsible and responsive.
Thank you.
Then if they fail to do what they want to supposed to do, let me cut the whole story short. If our leaders continue like this and fail to do what they're supposed to do to ensure that everybody will benefit from this democracy, as I know that this is now military government, Nigerians should come out in mass and deal with them physically.
Okay, thank you. Once we start getting to dealing with physically, I'm not up for that. Oh dear. Hello.
Yeah, good morning, Ambassador.
Good afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon.
How are you?
Storm Reader. Trust you're doing good, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I think...
President or parliament first?
Parliament is less expensive. Yeah.
Okay.
And yes, it's less expensive.
Is that it? Thank you. Okay. Right. Prof, I'm going to come to you even though it's only a litmus test. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Parliament.
Parliament. Okay, thank you. You see, that's how it's done. We're trying to take a vote. Somebody calls, they'll just say parliament. Or call me and just say president so that Prof will know. Right, Prof. Okay, hold on. Hello. Hello.
Parliament.
Okay, thank you. Prof, you see, you have to take this thing back to you, your patriots and your people. Onyaku, not Nyaku. You've got to take all of this back to them. Hello. Hello.
Good afternoon, Yogi.
Good afternoon, Emmanuel.
It's Emmanuel, yeah. I think I want
President or parliament?
President, and I have some question, please.
Okay.
Yeah. Number one, you mentioned some people who are presently in government, people like Benga Daniel and so on. Are these people responding the way they ought to respond in terms of their meeting or they are just
okay, you want to know how they're contributing to what's going on?
Yes,
okay,
how they are
thank you.
to the Patriots.
Thank you. Right, okay. Prof, I'll be coming. The lines are going. Please remember that question. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
I want parliament, but is it different from regional this thing?
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, Prof. Everybody's wanting parliament. Hello?
Hello, Sister Ben.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, it's Ben from Eba.
Go ahead, Ben.
It is not a system of government that is our problem. It is human being. Presidential system of government is the best in the whole world.
Okay.
Let us practice presidential complete the way America practice it. Therefore, power, small government.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Prof, right. I'm going to give you 3 minutes to talk. Lecture us, educate us. So the majority of the people are wanting parliament. A small percentage are saying president is okay because it's not about the system, it's about the people. And then somebody wants to know what is the difference with regional governance structure, right? I'll be kind. I'll give you 3 minutes because we're almost out of time.
Let us start by saying that every position is legitimate. And then let us also say that the reason why people are wanting something new rather than the one they have is because the old one, the present one, seems not to be working well for people. And they think that a new system might be a better system. There is a general consensus that the parliamentary system is cheaper than the presidential system of government. You know, a very simple way to look at it is that under a parliamentary system of government, you don't need to campaign for the whole of Nigeria.
Exactly.
You just get elected in one constituency, and and that is all. And after that, the parliament will choose the prime minister amongst themselves. So technically, that will save a lot of money. That's one way to look at it. The other thing that was being asked is the difference between the regional system and the state system. Again, you can see that there's a trade here, and that is that people believe the cost of governance is too much. The advantage of the regional system is that instead of having 36 governors, you might have just 6 or 8, and you merge all those states under a region, and perhaps have a premier of that region. That system, in reality, that is where we started from in the first republic of this country, when we had regions. There's a very beautiful quote about those groups in that system to say that if you're from the Western region, you didn't care what's going on in the Federation at all, because really your business was with your own premier. And that's the kind of golden age that some people are dreaming of, even those who never lived it. So you can understand why that is. I think, let us say a very big thank you to you, because this kind of conversation is really needed for people to view things. But I will also advise people, though, to get more informed about these options, because a lot of times, not all that glitters is gold. So it's good to have a deeper understanding of it. And, our schools, our media need to do a bit more to educate people on the system. It's part of civic education that will help a better living. And I think it should be encouraged.
I need to ask you, so these town halls, what is happening? You mentioned about the survey. Please spell it so they can go there. That's number one. And what exactly they will do when they go there, because I think you've said it 2 or 3 times, but people might not get it.
Well, what I think, the survey is on the website called Nigerian Panorama, but let me teach people an easy way to do things. You don't even need to go to the website. Just Google the words, 2 words, panorama polls.
Panorama polls. Panorama polls. Yes.
Yes, just do those 2 words there, panorama polls, and it will take you there. Or you can do panorama polls, constitution. Those are the key words. I think since you're competing with my job and you're turning yourself to a teacher on radio instead of just being an entertainer we can enjoy, since you intend to teach, let us add to your lesson to people and say keywords are very crucial in using Google. Once you put 3 or 4 words, you can find exactly what you want. So in this case, you can look for panorama, polls, constitution, and you'll be fine.
So did you hear that? Panorama, polls, constitution. Now, I need you to tell us how confident, or how can you actually assure us how much do what the people want, how much will be actually implemented? You know, I know they're calling it all these words, the people's this, the people's that, but really, 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 can we be so sure? Can you assure us as part of the Patriots that this is really about the people?
Allow me to say that there's a very big desire on the part of the Patriots to ensure that this is truly a people's democratic constitution. That is an intrinsic desire moved by value. But we also know, at least I personally know, that once we expose ourselves to interviews like people like you will be waiting down the line to see if what you said that day is true. So I think that, and it's unfortunate that our government don't think that way, because those are the 2 ingredients that makes a better society happen.
Okay.
You know, the intrinsic commitment to value and the external fear of being called to order. Those are the kind of things we need to build into it. And I think we are committed to it. We know you would gladly be committed to holding us to account. But it's going to be transparent. But I also need to say there's a third leg to it.
Okay.
The third leg is that the people need to be vigilant as well. It is not said enough. One of the prices to pay for democracy, good governance, and transparency is vigilance. You need to be vigilant, you need to be informed, and you need to be willing to be active in doing things. It is not enough to go to social media to insult each other. It is important to also be informed.
Okay. Quick one, referendum. Why are we not having a referendum? I actually agree with, is it Steve or whoever it was? I don't know why we don't have a referendum. The Brits had a referendum on Brexit. They ended up with the wrong decision, but it was a referendum never the same. You know, why can't we have a referendum? At least we know that it's us then that's voting.
There is a proposal for referendum as part of the constitution to say amendments should go through referendum. And it must also be said, you know, because technically speaking, from a legal point of view, the process of amending the current constitution is almost impossible because it is delegated to the state assemblies. It seems commonsensical when you look at it on the surface. But practically, most of the state assembly are appendages of the executive when they are active. Most of the time, they're not even active. So a referendum is a very good idea. We've seen how it went in the UK with the vote of Brexit, which they now regret. We've seen how it's going in America, where everybody's enjoying a pink face, or is it an orange face that they're enjoying there? So that's
yeah, but
you know,
yeah, but at least then we know that, you know, we picked wrong.
Of the people.
Yeah, we picked the wrong person. So we picked the wrong decision or whatever. Then it is what it is.
Oh no. It is a wish of people. I don't, you know, I think, you know, masochism is a legitimate thing. When people vote the way they voted in America, I think they should be made to enjoy it as well. So the important thing is that the process is clear and it is what people want. So, hey, so be it. I agree with the referendum idea.
Excellent. Can you tell the Patriots that we would like a referendum? Yeah, they're banding it around. They shouldn't band it around. They should make it happen because, of course, that also means that the federal government has to work very, very hard. Perhaps we don't want INEC involved. I don't know. But anyway, we've come to the end of the show. The vote is 12 for Parliament, 3 for President. I think the parliamentarians have it. Professor Anthony Killa, thank you so much for being our guest today.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Ciao, ciao. Bye-bye.
Of the Danfo Assembly. Well, given somebody's trying to redo your show for you, let me also propose that we have a Danfo Assembly.
Okay.
As another segment on another show, on another day.
Excellent. Thank you. I like that idea. Don't use Zainab. Excellent. Right, I've got to go, people. I've got to get some lunch, and I'll be back at 4 o'clock. Titilokwe Emmanuel, Borderlines. No Titilokwe. Prof is not
More
coming.
conversation,
Borderlines.
more talk, more right after this.